Hello everybody, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne. I thought I'd do another chalk talk since people seem to like the chalk talk. Okay, we're going to talk about the fiscal cliff and what seems to be the big battle here. The battle is that they want to take the tax rate, and for every dollar that you make, right now, 35 cents. You know, if you make, what is it, over 100,000 or something. So for every dollar they want to take away, they're taking away 35 cents. Well, they're saying that's not enough. For every dollar, they want you to fork up 39 cents. 39 cents. You know what? They want 39 cents. You know how much that leaves you with 61 cents. Out of every dollar you earn, they only want you to have 61 cents. Now, of course, this is only for the top people. But see, so if you make $1 million, they want to take away $390,000. Right now, they're only taking away $350,000. And they're saying that's not enough. Does that make sense? See, if you make $100,000, they might be taking away $35,000, but that's not enough. They want to take away $39,000. Now, of course, if you only make $10,000, the tax rate drops. But I did this so you can. Some people have problems with big numbers, so let's just look at it. So for every dollar that somebody who makes they're taking away 39 cents. That's what they want. That's what they're fighting about. Now, let's just get real here. Can we get real for a minute? We know that people who make $1 million or more a year hire really good tax attorneys and accountants. And these guys know how to play the games so that when they make this much, they don't pay this much. So what's the squabble about? This is all smoke and mirrors, people. I think I've mentioned that before. But it's just the mere fact that for every dollar that, most people make, they probably give up a quarter, leaving them with 75 cents. Do you think Washington and Jefferson and Franklin and Hamilton and the rest of those guys would put up with this nonsense? No, 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 no. They would have evoked the Second Amendment a long time ago. There would have been, that tree of liberty would have been fertilized with some blood by now. But this is just absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. Can you explain to a kid he's mowing your yard and you're going to pay him $1, or maybe he's just going to help you bring the bags in from the groceries, and you say, okay, but son, I'm going to have to take away from money for taxes, so I know you get paid $1, but all I'm going to give you here is I'm going to give you 61 cents. You're going to have one angry kid. He's going to be mad. You might find your tires slashed or your house egged or toilet papered. You think he's going to stand for that? Well, you see, the question is, why do we the people stand for this? I mean, think about it. Should anybody have to pay $350,000 a year in taxes? If you think that somebody should have to pay this much just because they make $1 million, they should have to pay $350,000, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your reasoning. Why is it fair for this person to have to pay so much more than this person? I don't understand it. Even if if one person makes $100,000 and this guy makes $1 million, why should he have to pay that much more in taxes? See, that whole idea of a tax rate based on percentage is wrong. We're all Americans. One head, one vote. Well, shouldn't we be one head, one vote, one tax? This is something I've been advocating for a long time. It's just not fair. It's not fair. The thing is, what this allows for, this progressive tax rate, that the more you make, the more you pay, you know what it allows for? Big government. Congress is getting a pay raise. Where do you think the money's coming from? You see, if we didn't allow for this progressive tax rate, that if everybody paid the same tax, well then the government wouldn't make nearly as much money as they do now. They couldn't get as big. They couldn't use that money. They couldn't give us back the money because they wouldn't have it in the first place. We'd take the power from them. This is why we should be revolting. This is why we should be evoking the Second Amendment. This would getting rid of this would cut government down to size. We say, how much is enough? I mean, you think $3,500? That's what people should pay? Well then, just because somebody else makes more money, they shouldn't get to pay more. Does this guy's vote count 10 times as this guy's? Well, you might say yes, because this guy probably donates to some political action committees or something. So maybe his vote does count more. But that's a whole different issue. That's another problem with the system. But I think that problem exists is because this exists, this progressive tax rate that we need to abolish. And I think there's only one way we can abolish it, and that's going to probably be through some type of revolution. Because I don't think, based on empirical evidence, based on history, that our elected officials are going to get rid of this. They're going to keep monkeying with it and make us believe that they're doing something when it's all bull. You know it and I know it. So, numbers don't lie, people. But I just can't see how anybody who's making $1 million should have to pay $350,000 or $390,000 in taxes. That's just nuts. Give it to the Fed, so what? So they can have a pay increase? So they can give it to people who don't work? So they can pay for Obama's vacations? So they can pay for all the government waste and fraud? Are you kidding me? Wake up, America. Smell the tyranny.